My name is Trent Riley and I'm the spouse of the presidential candidate for Free Liberty, Dan Ellis. I support all his ideals and stick by him in every decision he makes. I believe he'd make the perfect president because he is a man who believes in helping out the middle class and the common man. Dan has always looked out for other people's interests and strives to be just as fair in all his actions. I firmly believe that he is the right man for the job. Before I met Dan, I was a lawyer who believed strongly in protecting our environment and doing what is necessary to ensure its continued existence and beauty. I always fought for clients who felt the environment was not being represented well. I wanted to do everything I could to help them out because I stood for all these values too. I'm glad that I have found someone who believes so strongly in the ideals and who is in a position to be able to make these ideals a reality. One of the main problems with the environment is the issue of gas. Gas prices hit the record highs a couple months ago, and it has now started to become lower. We have been spending too much money buying gas when we shouldn't be. We are buying gas from the Middle East, and they don't even like America. That makes no sense. Imagine how much money we could save each year if we found an alternative that would make ourselves instead of having it to get it from a foreign country. Besides, gas is not the most efficient, more clean to operate our cars. We need to be finding better alternatives to gasoline. There are alternatives that are a lot more clean and efficient. They allow our cars to run longer and not before they need to be refilled. Plus, they don't have as much pollution in our atmosphere. Pollution is another big problem. We need to limit the amount of pollution caused by cars, factories, and plants. Our air is becoming more toxic to breathe and is harming us. If we don't do something about it soon, it will be too late. We need to find a cleaner way to operate our factories, cars, and plants. This pollution is causing global warming. It is creating more and more problems that we don't need to face. The New Liberty Party says global warming has not been proven. If we don't start taking better care of our environment right now, it will become a problem if it hasn't already. That is one of the many reasons we need to start searching for better ways to run our machine. In doing this, we can give jobs to people who really need them. We need to find better alternatives as soon as possible. We need to be willing to spend a lot of money to find them now because they will save us much more in the long run. The New Liberty Party supports drilling in Alaskan and Gulf of Mexico region. This is a bad idea because that means they still using gasoline to run our cars when it is obvious that gasoline is not the best way to do so. The New Liberty doesn't believe that protecting our environment is a huge problem that we need to be very concerned with either. The New Liberty Party says that the environment issue should be dealt with on a state level. This is a bad idea because the New Liberty Party is saying that our environment problems are not big enough to deal with on a national level. The New Liberty Party also says that companies break environmental laws should police themselves. That basically means that the company gets to decide how badly to discipline themselves, if even at all. Companies are not being punished themselves as severely as they should, and they are certainly not going to learn from their mistakes before it is too late, if we allow them to do this. We need to show the companies that what they are doing is wrong, and they need to make drastic changes in order to keep the environment safe and clean. They need to see just how much their actions are affecting not only the environment, but the people who live on the planet. That is why harsher punishment need to be made for companies who live on this planet. This is why harsher punishments need to be made for companies who consistently treat the environment badly. The only way that can be possible is through the federal government stepping in and setting up regulations for protecting and preserving the environment as with anything else. As you can see, the New Liberty doesn't want to take responsibility for the preservation of the environment. The party is trying to put that responsibility on a state. I believe that it's irresponsible and fair. The New Liberty wants to say that the environment is not a big enough concern for the federal government not to worry about. Our environmental problems are a big deal. However, it is something that we really need to start working harder to improve. The environment is not just going to be able to fix itself, and it's not going to get better if we continually ignore it. Although nature is very good at adapting to new situations, we need to help it so we can continue to prosper and thrive. Our actions affect nature, which in turn affects us. We eat a lot of things grown in nature. We walk through it. The air we breathe, we're affected by. It is our duty and responsibility to make sure our environment will be here for the future generations to enjoy and cherish. My spouse, Dan, believes in all his ideas mentioned. He knows how important the environment is to our health and well-being. He is constantly working to make sure the world we leave to our children and their children is the one that we would want to live in and enjoy for years to come. He believes in teaching our children to respect the environment and treat it with care. As you see, Dan Ellis is a perfect candidate for president. He is the man who believes in safety and security of the average American. He believes in giving each American the best life possible. He will work hard to continue the safety, security, and enjoyment of the average American. I hope you will vote Dan Ellis for president, and I hope you have seen how strongly I feel about the environment as he does. He is the change we need for America, we have longed for. Have a good day and God bless America.